again, everyone, and welcome to another Family Ties production of Western Big Six basketball. Tonight, we're bringing a broadcast to you from Wharton Fieldhouse for probably the biggest game in the last 30 years. Along with my sidekick, Jim Sanders, this is Jim Smith and cameraman John Medina, raring to bring you the action of this great ball game. We've got two ranked teams coming in here, Coach Sanders. Tell us a little bit about the rankings and what we can expect.
Well, it's a super ball game, Coach. I think it's just a matter of two fantastic teams. Galesburg comes into this ball game ranked number 3 in the state of Illinois. Moline ranked 4th. There's only one loss between the two teams, and that was a Galesburg loss in a shootout down in St. Louis on a Thursday night, which is always a tough one. And a team that beat them is ranked, I think, 1st or 2nd in the state of Missouri.
First in Missouri,
you're right. Both 3-0 in the Western Big Six. So for this point of the season, early January here, we've got a shootout like none other that I can remember.
Well, we're harkening back to the days of the mid and late 60s, probably 30-plus years since we've had a game of this magnitude. There's been a lot of in the local papers about games that occurred back in the 1964-65 season in similar situation where Galesburg and Moline were ranked highly regarded in the state, 2nd and 3rd, 3rd and 4th. Both come in undefeated or with one loss each, and so it's generated a lot of excitement in this area, and I'm sure it has in the Galesburg area as well, because anytime you get two teams like this together, there's going to be excitement. But the thing that kind of maybe will warm the cockles of the older fans' hearts is that we are talking about what basketball used to be like in the old days, and the old timers like to talk about back in the days of the Western Big Six early days, and the Mississippi Valley Conference and the Metro Conference here in the Quad Cities, and the great Galesburg teams of John Thiel in the 50s and 60s. So we have that same kind of atmosphere here. We look around the Wharton Fieldhouse here, venerable old Wharton Fieldhouse, brand new floor, but we've got a 1960s crowd here. There's not an empty seat in the place. It's packed rafter to rafter.
Well, they're guesstimating about 6,000 people in here, standing room only, and you're right. My first experience with Western Big Six basketball happened in 1978, watching UT and the great Quincy teams battle each other that particular year. You couldn't get a seat at UT or any place else in the conference for that matter, but I think this proves one thing. Even with all the other distractions of professional sports in the Quad Cities, we could argue that one, Friday night being a high school night or not, but nevertheless, if you put a product out like these two basketball teams, you're going to be able to sell 6,000 seats in a basketball arena, as they did this year in football with Rock Island and Moline.
Right.
In football.
Right.
You can pack a stadium that way. So this is, I hope, is the beginning of lots of big crowds. I was talking to the announcers from Galesburg, and we're glad to be a part of the Galesburg community right now. This is going to be our first exposure into Galesburg with TCI, Family Ties Productions, and I guess almost every game at Galesburg this year is a sellout already. So the fans do support their teams, and what a great sight and what a great spectacle, and we're just happy to be part of it.
You know, and the other thing, you talk about the fan support, and Moline has great fans, and Galesburg has great fans, and they have had for many, 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 many years, decades. But I think the thing that makes a difference in this ball game, you've got basketball fans here tonight from all walks of life, all ages. You know, fans from East Moline and Rock Island and Allman fans, and I'm sure there's a few people from Iowa that came over to see this game just because it's such a big game.
No question about that, and I think we're going to see some fantastic players. Let's talk about it. I think first of all, I think we got to get away from talking about a matchup of two great players from Galesburg and two great players from Moline. I think there's been a lot of things written about that, but these are two teams, basketball teams. Both teams have 5 excellent starters. They go 2 players, 3 players at least deep into the bench. I think Galesburg may go a little farther into the bench maybe than Moline. But this is a team effort, and all these young men, the coaches, and the fans from both schools are going to contribute to the success of this ball game, and it's going to be a success irregardless of which team comes out on top.
Right, you talk about the 2 big stars on each of the 2 teams. Moline, of course, they have their 2 Division I signees. Travis Wilson signed and ready to go to Arizona, and Ian Hanovan, their man in the middle, it's going to go to University of Illinois at Chicago, are the 2 big men, the men that get the most attention. But some people that you can't overlook. Marcus Morrow is a two-year starter and played as a sophomore. Kenny Spranger, 2-year starter, played some as a sophomore. Ryan Dexter stepped in to round out that Moline lineup. So you've got 5 players on the Moline side, and if the 2 big guns on each side neutralize each other, maybe one of the other players will step up and fill up some big shoes.
Well, you know, I think you mentioned it, and we talked a little earlier about the Quincy game that you did earlier in the year. And Ryan Dexter's the man who, at crunch time, stepped up and made 3 or 4 3-point shots.
Right.
And took the ball game for Moline. So, but you're right. Joey Range and Rod Thompson from Galesburg, premier players. They're both going to the University of Iowa. Coach Davis doesn't make many mistakes over there. So these are obviously kids that he feels can play, and along with a lot of other people, feel can play in the Big Ten. But you're right. Patrick Hanlon is a 6'3" senior. Steve Glasgow, a senior. He's averaging about 9 points a ball game. And Taylor Thiel averaging about 9 points a ball game, with Bo Shea coming off the bench, and other players that are going to see a lot of action for Galesburg. And I agree with you. I think this is going to be the kind of ball game where everybody's going to have a part to play in this great spectacle that we're going to call the Western Big Six Shootout, the first of the year. And of course, we can't sell this way higher than it is, because
Right.
both these teams have got to go play at Quincy yet, and there's a rematch February 20th down at Galesburg. But I'll tell you what, there hasn't been a bigger game, as you mentioned, probably in that 30-year period, and there are liable to be bigger ones yet.
Yeah, and not to make it a game of such great magnitude that we're overlooking other things, because we're still in the first rotation through the conference schedule.
Right.
And as you mentioned, both these teams have to go down to Quincy and play, which is a tough place to play. I've seen Quincy play Moline here at Wharton Fieldhouse, and that was a very close contest. We both saw Galesburg play UT over at East Moline a couple weeks ago, and we both saw Moline and UT play. So we've seen both these teams play a little bit, and it's going to be an interesting matchup, because I think both teams will push the ball if you give them a chance. Both teams can run pattern offense, get their shooters open. If you take away the big men on the inside, the outside shooting will take care of itself.
Yep.
I think maybe one of the intangibles in the ball game is something we alluded to a little earlier about some of the other players, if you will, quote unquote, stepping up and filling their role. Someone like Marcus Morrow could step up and have a huge game. He's capable of scoring.
That's right.
There was a nice article in the paper on him this week about he's kind of realized earlier in the season he was trying to do too much, actually maybe hurting the team a little bit by overextending himself, making some plays that he didn't need to make.
Right.
He's realized, Coach Dexter sat down and they talked about it, and since they've had that talk, he's realized, I don't need to score. I don't need to score all the time. I don't need to force the ball all the time. If I play defense and handle the ball like I'm capable of, that makes the team go better.
And there's no question about that. And the other thing is, too, he adds so much, too, talking about Marcus Morrow, to your package, because he's a big guard. And I know, especially last year, a couple ball games that we saw him play where he had a smaller guard on him, and he went down and posted him down low post and became a post player and tore people up last year from that position. So they can do lots of things along the way. Galesburg along the way, too. Galesburg, of course, I think they're going to have to try to keep Hanovan off the boards, and of course Joey Range, or all the big kids. Spranger, I like Spranger. I think he does lots of good things for Moline also, and Travis Wilson. But I think how Galesburg can go to the boards, if they can match up rebound for rebound with Moline, I think they've got a shot. I was going to mention one thing. I heard Coach Dexter on the radio this morning, and he was talking about one of the big improvements Moline's made has been their free throw shooting, and how they'd been making, 60%, 58% of their free throws. And I forget the exact statistic. I wish I had it here, but it was like 38 out of their last 43 free throws have gone in. And we know when a game like this comes right down to the wire, the team that makes the free throws is going to win the ball game.
And that's, to make an analogy, and somehow we always manage to work it around to football, but free throw shooting is kind of the same thing as special teams. All coaches pay lip service to special teams, and that's a big part of the game. Well, you could say the same thing in basketball about free throw shooting, because if you go back and look at the team that makes the free throws down the stretch, that's the team that's probably going to pull out the win.
Correct. That's no question about that.
We saw Galesburg play over at UT, and UT did a great job of taking the controlling range, and Thompson didn't have a big game over there. He was tough on the boards, but didn't score much. But UT sagged in on the big guys and packed it in on the inside. And what hurt UT was the shooting of Thiel and Hanlon from the outside.
Right.
They're excellent three-point shooters, and they're not afraid to shoot. You spot them up, they get their shoulders squared up, they're going to knock down the threes. So we've seen Moline over the years, last year especially, they came out and really got hot when they started playing their 2-3 zone. They're playing a little more man-to-man this year, so we'll see that in and out. We'll keep an eye on their man-to-man and zone and back and forth, and maybe try to keep Galesburg off base a little bit with their changes in defense.
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk briefly about Mike Miller and the job that he's done down at Galesburg since he's taken that program over. Done a nice job. Galesburg's had great tradition in basketball, and Barry Swanson did I think a great job down there, and had some in the last couple 2 or 3 years. I remember going down and refereeing a couple ball games in my last year or two that Don DeLue and I refereed, where we had Galesburg and Rock Island in some fantastic ball games down there. And you know, this is not a surprise necessarily to anybody that Galesburg got a good basketball team. They do a nice job, but Mike's done a great job. I've had a chance to visit with him a couple times at rule interpretation meetings. A fine young man, has done a beautiful job since coming to Galesburg from Rockford. Well, what do you think?
Well, I think as the teams complete their warm-ups here, why don't we take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the starting lineups. Three.
At this time, the Moline.
Well, welcome back to packed Wharton Fieldhouse. This is Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders. Excited to bring you the action of this big game tonight. Both teams are just finishing up their warm-ups, going to the bench. We're going to have the Moline fight song, the Galesburg fight song, and then we'll have the starting lineups.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach, this is the worst minute or so for anybody. I don't care whether the fans, the players, the coaches, the officials. You want to get this next minute or so out of the way, maybe even for announcers, who knows, but you want to get this last minute or so out of the way so you can go and play basketball. You've been waiting for this for a long time.
The butterflies are terrible, and right up until the time you start playing, and then once the tip-off goes, then things kind of calm down and you get into the flow.
You betcha.
I'd like for both teams to maybe be a little tight coming out of the blocks. Both teams probably want to establish themselves, so we'll see how that unfolds in the first couple minutes of the quarter here.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm ready. I don't know about you. The clock's running down to 0. What we're going to do tonight for you is we're going to turn the announcing to the starting lineups and national anthem over to John Knobb, the public address announcer at Wharton Fieldhouse. John Knobb.
Boys varsity basketball game featuring the Associated Press number 3 rated team in the state of Illinois, the Silver Streaks of Galesburg, as our guests, and the Associated Press number 4 rated team in the state of Illinois, the Moline Maroons. State law strictly prohibits the use of tobacco products by any individual on any school property, including all property. Two of the finest teams in the state of Illinois. Starting lineups in the alternating fashion. First, our guests from Galesburg with a 14-1 record and a ranking of number 3 in the state, followed by your undefeated 15-0 Moline Maroons with a current ranking of 4th in the state of Illinois. At a guard position, a 6'1", 175-pound senior, number 12, Steve Lasco. And for the Maroons at guard, a 5'10", 150-pound junior, number 5, Ryan Dexter. The other guard for the Silver Streaks, a 6', 185-pound senior, number 22, Taylor Thiel. The other guard for the Maroons, a 5'11", 160-pound senior, number 20, Douglas Morrow. And forward for the Silver Streaks, a 6'3", 200-pound senior, number 24, Patrick Hanlon.
gentlemen, here's your starting lineups. To run down those lineups again, we've got Steve Glasgow, Taylor Thiel, Patrick Hanlon, Rod Thompson, Joey Range for the Silver Streaks, Ryan Dexter, Marcus Morrow, Kenny Springer, Travis Wilson, Ian Hanneman for the Maroons. Coaching the Galesburg Silver Streaks, Mike Miller. And for the Moline Maroons, Frank Dexter.
Well, there's a couple interesting situations as you start the ball game. Of course, everybody's keyed up to work the ball game, and the officials are equally ready to go. In a ball game like this, this is the kind of game you work for. You work your whole season to get a game of this caliber. Not that the others aren't equally important, but you need, if you're going to be an outstanding official, you need to have a certain number of these ball games in your season, and this is the one for the officials in the ball game tonight. So let's play basketball. Moline undefeated against Galesburg with 1 loss, both undefeated in the conference.
Moline with a tip. Hanneman, Morrow in the corner. Galesburg, tough man-to-man. Hanneman on the baseline, loses the ball, turns it over to the Silver Streaks.
Silver Streaks will take the ball out of bounds. 34, Joey Range will inbounds the ball against full court. Zone press by Moline and a turnover. One turnover for each team.
Fast-paced action. Springer, 3, count it! Kenny Springer, big 3. Moline, early lead.
Well, right now, Moline's really putting pressure on in this press, going full court. Nearly another steal. Thompson with the ball. Stop, pop, it's good, count it. Rod Thompson, 6'6" senior, headed for Iowa.
Ryan Dexter walks it up the floor.
Good man-to-man pressure by Galesburg at this point. Good hustle.
Ball's going to go to the Silver Streaks.
Good pressure defense. They're not pressuring all over the court, but you know, and this is typical. You talked in the pregame about being a little jittery to start.
Both teams look a little tight right now.
You better believe it. And both teams defensively aren't helping that situation by playing great defense.
Right.
When you're nervous and uptight, you always play good defense. It's just the offense that suffered. Galesburg with the ball right now. Hanlon out front gets that ball to Thiel.
Moline's playing man-to-man.
Glasgow, oh, nice inbound pass. Look out. Slam dunk by Joey Range. So far, Galesburg's got that ball inside of their 2 big kids. The 2 possessions, they've got the ball down the floor.
Yeah, Range had excellent position on the blocks and got Hanneman screened off. Hanneman across the lane, stops, fires, won't go. Springer with the rebound, put back block.
Great block. And Thompson controls to Range. Beautiful feed. Basket for Taylor Thiel. And Galesburg leads 6-3 here. 6:15 to go in the first quarter.
Dexter. Wilson on the wing.
They are working Morrow down low post, trying to get him isolated against Steve Glasgow.
Running some back screens, and he's running the baseline.
Yep. And so that was, if we talked about that in the pregame a little bit, Glasgow at 6'1". They're trying to isolate him down there and maybe get some shots. Look like Range comes out with it, and he's going to be fouled. Springer's going to pick up the first foul of the ball game.
Fans wanted a foul on Range on there. There was a kind of little entry pass to Hanneman there because look, their hands kind of got tied up, but the refs didn't call it.
No.
Fans were upset.
Well, that's going to happen. Glasgow controls outside for Galesburg, gets the ball to Joey Range. Thiel off the front of the rim. Thompson controls. Galesburg going to take a shot from the free throw line. Thompson had nobody to pass to, so he said, well, I guess I better shoot it.
I'm as open as anybody else. I'll fire it.
5:20 to go.
Down the lane, won't go. Hanneman rebound, put back. There's a reach-in foul. Hanneman will go to the line. I think that foul's going to go on number 24.
That's Patrick Hanlon. Yeah. Hanlon's going to pick up that foul. Well, it looks like it's pretty obvious where Moline wants to get the ball. Other than Springer's three-point basket, they want that ball down low.
Yeah, there's the other shots that have come from the paint or from the layup range. Hanneman at the line, makes his first. 8-4. Streaks with the early lead. Hanovan hits them both.
Inbounds pass, good ball control by Glasgow, gets the ball back to Roy. Oh, steal by Spranger. That's goaltending. You got to count that one. Nice call.
Kenny Spranger gets a goaltending call. Actually, Range gets the goaltending call.
Yep.
Gives Kenny Spranger the basket.
And that's a tough call for the official, because against that press, the lead official is down the court, at least a half court, so you don't expect that play to be made. Galesburg across the timeline. Stop, pop inside. Looking for a travel inside. That shot that time by Hanlon. Didn't go.
Down the basket. Kenny Spranger. Nice move across the lane. Basket counts. Foul's going to go on number 22, Taylor Thiel. Two team fouls now for Galesburg.
Game of runs. You knew that was going to happen along the way. Moline hits the first 3. Galesburg scores 8. And Moline comes right back now with 6, looking on 7. Count it.
Kenny Spranger.
Well, Galesburg's trying to get that ball down the court in a hurry, and right now they're not protecting the ball real well, but Range gets the ball inside and has it stolen. Jump ball coming.
Gonna give a
foul on Taylor Thiel. If he's not careful, he's going to pick up a technical, and that'll be his 3rd. Well, and that's kind of a point of emphasis this year. You know, the question there, did he kind of pile on? You know, number 20 is coming in the ball game. That's Bo Shea for Galesburg, coming off the bench early. Shea's a 5'10" sophomore.
In years past, the referees have let that one go. Loose ball, it's almost anything goes, but point of emphasis is piling on or jumping on, intentionally jumping on a player.
Right.
They're going to call that foul. Pass down low. A little too hard off. Hanovan's going to go back to the streaks. 10-8. Moline leads.
4 minutes, 32 seconds to go. And Galesburg's got to find a way to break the press, Moline's press. I'll tell you, the press is affecting Galesburg big time right now. They're a little out of control, and they're going to have to slow things down because they got the players that are going to score if they ever get into a half-court game.
You know, and this is a noisy gym, and that noise like that will just hype you up anyway. And both teams are playing with just a little extra energy right now.
Man-to-man defense still by Galesburg. They've got, nice entry.
Hanovan down low, puts it up, through. 4 points for Hanovan.
Now they broke the press nicely that time. Foul, great drive across the lane. 24, Patrick Hanlon. That's a big move there, left-handed layup coming in traffic.
Dexter working the ball up the floor
keep their hands off, and that is another point of emphasis. We'll see how that gets called tonight. Moline sets up, leading 12-10, 3:47 to go.
Spranger from the free throw line. Round the rim wouldn't go.
Thompson on the run. Oh, out of control. Long pass from Thompson to Hanlon that time, gets out of bounds. You can see real early in first quarter action what the plan is. Galesburg wants to break the press and force the play and make layups at the other end right now, as a lot of teams would do, maybe against an Iowa or someone where if you break the press against Iowa, he carried the ball, no question about that. But you got to make layups at the other end. You breaking the press and then throwing the ball away didn't do any good.
That long pass over the top was a little too long that last time. Well, Morrow turned the ball over and go back to the streaks.
Bo Shea is going to take that ball out of bounds and get the ball into Joey Range, and Moline's going to drop back just a little this time. Run a little man-to-man offense. Let's see what the Silver Streaks have going here. Nice entry pass into Thompson. Boy, quick hands by Moline.
Ryan Dexter reached in there and flicked that ball out. He just kind of held his hand out there, and Thompson brought the ball up to Dexter's hand.
Excellent job. Good man-to-man defense, however, played by Galesburg also.
Morrow, jump stop, fires it up. Won't go. There's going to be a foul call. It could be on Joey Range. He was the man closest to the play. No, it's going to be on number 12, Glasgow.
Number 12, Steve Glasgow, his first personal team foul, number 4.
Four team fouls now for the Streaks.
They're going to go out of bounds. They're going to shoot free throws on this one. He motioned out of bounds, but now the question in, I thought Morrow was definitely in the act of shooting when he blew the whistle. So you got to, just because he doesn't eventually shoot it, he was trying to shoot the ball.
Yeah, he was definitely going to go for a shot there.
First free throw is good.
13-10. 2:56 remaining here in the first quarter. Maroons by 3.
Mentioned that point. 14 fouls to 1 is our foul total right now. Galesburg tries to get the ball in bounds. A good quick hands, get that ball. Boucher on the drive. Good quickness by Moline. Moline is quicker. They are a lot quicker this year than they were a year ago.
Dropping back real good on that. It looked like Galesburg had some possibilities. Moline dropped back very quickly.
There's going to be a foul inside. Hanneman's going to pick that one up. Nice post-up move that time by Joey Range. He was deep near the block, and he was going to get a good shot off that.
You say both in the early going here, the Thompson and Range, both from Galesburg, doing a nice job establishing their position down in the low post.
You bet. Joey Range, nice drive in the lane, stops, won't go. Oh! Thompson high above the rim, ball won't go back down for it.
Wilson with all the way coast to coast. Ball goes off the rim, wouldn't go.
Boucher stops and pops, won't go. Great defense by Moline again. That's a great play.
That's a smart play by Kenny Springer. He could have thrown it right back in under Galesburg's basket and given up an easy hoop.
Couple quick things of that when Travis had the ball, Travis Wilson had the ball last time, he's not touching the ball very often. There's a good play by Galesburg. Backdoor cut by Steve Glasgow. But they're doing a nice job, and right now Thompson is guarding Travis Wilson. So we'll see how this develops as the evening goes along here. He's got her now. He got away with a walk.
Travis Wilson missed the 3 or 4 shots now from in close. But he's not getting uncontested shots, I'll tell you that.
Nice drive inside, number 24, Patrick Hanlon. And
we got something going on out in the middle of the court here.
Little talk going on here right now between Joey Range and Ryan Dexter, and the officials come in, settle the thing down right away, and the sub coming for Galesburg, Mike Tapper.
Well, this is too big of a game, too important of a game, too good of a game to spoil it with the extracurricular.
And good officiating. Get it stopped right now.
You're right.
Patrick Hanlon sits down. Tapper comes in. He's a 6'4" senior. Steal by Galesburg on the drive. Nice layup by Steve Glasgow. And our score now is Galesburg 16, Moline 14.
Wilson, the Hanneman blocked out of bounds. It'll be Moline's ball. 1:03 remain. Boy, this is fast-paced, up and down the floor.
Excellent defense by both teams. There are almost no uncontested shots here right now.
Kenny Springer from the corner. Won't go. Wilson rebound. Back to the hoop. Goes up. Won't go.
Tapper on the rebound and a jump ball. Beautiful play. Great play. Going to be Galesburg's possession here. Tapper and Springer. Springer did a beautiful job after the rebound.
Please don't throw anything onto the floor.
Galesburg, Tapper to inbounds. Gets that ball inbounds to Shea. Across to Glasgow. You're going to have to call that one pretty soon.
Well, they fouled him twice.
Right.
Marcus Maurer trying to reach in from the backside. He probably fouled him the first time, but he definitely got him the second time.
And that's the hardest part.
3 team fouls now. First on Morrow, 3 team fouls for the Maroons.
1:45 seconds to go. Joey Range is going to sit down, and Hanlon's going to come in for him for Galesburg. Galesburg going into that bench just a little bit here. Get that ball into Thompson in the corner. Looking to work the ball down low. Nice pattern being run right now. Thompson, he likes that shot. Won't go this time. Oh, great hustle by Galesburg that time by Patrick Hanlon, but controls the ball, but to Moline.
25 seconds remain. Oh, nice look.
Nice.
No, to Hanneman. Hanneman finishes it off. Tie score. 16 all. Here comes Galesburg.
Tapper inside. Ball won't go. Partially blocked, I
10
believe.
seconds. Ahead to Hanovan. Out of bounds. Going to go off from Hanovan to Galesburg. 6.6 seconds. Good call.
That's a good call. It's an excellent call. And if you're a Moline fan, you don't like that one, but that's okay. You're not expected to. That's why, as official, you love a game like this. Every time you blow the whistle, half the people, or more than half, but the people are going to be on you, but you can't hear one individual fan. Look at him.
Oh!
Look out. 3-on-1 with 2 seconds. Shea. Ball won't go. We've got a tie ball game at the end of the first quarter. Wharton Fieldhouse, the game of the last 30 years, first of many maybe this year. Our score is tied 16-16, and we'll be back. Second quarter action in just a minute. This is Jim Sanders with Jim Smith.
Well, we're back at Wharton Fieldhouse. What a great first quarter. Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders, cameraman John Medina for Family Ties Production. Proud to bring you this presentation of a great basketball game thus far, Jim. Gee whiz, 16-16, up and down the court. A lot of good defense. 16 points is a lot of points to score. Look at what the kind of defense we've seen played here.
No question about that. And talk about maximum hustle by every kid out there. Everybody's giving it their best shot right now.
Ryan Dexter from the three-point line won't go. Morrow rebound. Gets his own rebound. Got Thompson on his back. And Thompson's going to pick up that foul.
Rod Thompson wanted a jump ball out of that, Coach. I don't understand it.
Well, he had the chicken wing in on him there and was about ready to throw the legs in.
Goes against Galesburg's number 32, Rod Thompson.
First personal on Thompson.
Well, Morrow,
5 team fouls now for Galesburg.
You talked about that in the pregame, but what great position. He got to the baseline and got his own rebound, offensive board, and created a foul. So Moline did a nice job there. Chance to go ahead here.
Wilson fadeaway. Oh, he gets it. First points for Wilson tonight. 18-16 Maroons.
Galesburg, 2-on-1. Shea, little strong off the back iron. They're going to give him that shot and take Thompson away from him, that's for sure. 2-on-1, and Shea was going to be the one to shoot it.
Dexter from the top of the key, off the mark, won't go.
Nice rebound by Hanlon. Hanlon does a nice job on the boards.
Some pressure by the Maroons.
Stop, pop, Glasgow won't go.
Oh, my
Slam,
goodness.
dunk, Joy Range. One of those high percentage shots, Coach.
Pretty good putback.
Oh, that was beautiful. What great timing.
Yeah, not only do you have to be a great leaper, you have to have great timing to pull a play like that off. Moline in their offense there. Now.
Well, what a great opportunity for us to bring these ball games to the folks, not only in the Quad City area here, but down in Galesburg also. They all get a chance to see this on the replay, Family Ties Productions through TCI, so enjoy.
Springer on the blocks. Morrow pulls up from the wing, fires a jumper, won't go. Little strong.
Hanlon on another rebound. Coach, he's only averaging about 1 rebound a ball game, but he's had at least 3 here in this first quarter in just a little bit. So Range is going to hit a 3 from the top of the circle, and just like that, 21-18 Galesburg.
3-point Galesburg lead as Dexter works the ball up the floor against Shea. Shea tough on defense. Got a little reach in there.
And I like that call. The game is not to be that physical.
Well, that's Shea's first, but more importantly, 6 team fouls now for Galesburg, so Moline will be in the bonus the rest of this half.
Well,
6 minutes left.
Shea did a nice job of coming in with Thiel in foul trouble. Thiel comes into ball game now. Shea sits down. Thiel does have 2 fouls, so it's going to be important he comes in here and plays good defense and not foul at this point.
Got Joe Manning in for the Maroons now, taking Kenny Springer is going to get a little breather. Kenny Springer leads all scorers with 8 points in the first quarter. Hanovan over to Wilson, can't find a handle on it. Range comes out.
Joey Range on the break. Nice pass. Beautiful assist. Steve Glasgow to finish. The senior makes it 23-18. Little run coming by Galesburg right now, Coach.
Well, Joey Range showing his versatility.
Oh, man.
Just stuffed in a rebound home, knocks down a three, leads it up on the break and ditches off.
Plays point guard, bringing the ball, bringing that ball down there and setting up and makes a beautiful assist. So he's showing his worth right now, that's for sure.
Dexter on the dribble. Manning down low to Hanovan, takes it across the paint, loses the handle, out of bounds, off the streaks.
Well, you notice that time, Coach, Galesburg ended up with 3 guys on Hanovan immediately as soon as that ball got down low.
As soon as Hanovan brought it across the lane there, Thompson came over to help, and Range was behind him.
Very good defense being played. You don't get to be between these two teams, 29-1 or whatever it is, without playing great defense.
Morrow from the arc, won't go, a little strong.
Oh, Joey Range again.
Range and Dexter, a little bit of a mismatch on that rebound. And Dexter's going to get called for a little reach-in foul. That's 4 team fouls on the Maroons. First on Dexter.
I'll tell you, Joey Range is showing some stuff real early here in this ball game. Like you said, I think on the last possession, being able to do lots of things to help his team.
Springer back in now. Hanneman's going to catch some air on the bench.
Mike Tapper comes in, and Patrick Hanlon's going to sit down for Galesburg. 23-18, Galesburg, 4:56 to go in the second quarter. Alley-oop. Tapper can't shoot it and makes a nice play on the weak side.
Very nice.
Beautiful play. Set play coming from out of bounds. Coach Miller called play number 5, and that's exactly what they ran, and Moline needs a timeout. And we'll take a short break here as Galesburg is in the midst of a beautiful run here. Early second quarter action. They built a 7-point lead with 4:44 to go. So let's take a break. We'll be back in just a minute.
We're back. It was a quick 20-second timeout. Coach Dexter needed to get his troops calmed down there in the midst of Galesburg in the midst of a 9-2 run here.
Man.
In the first 3 minutes 15 seconds of the second quarter.
Yeah, Galesburg's going to now, a little blood in the water, and they're going to pick up the tempo defensively a little bit. That time he had Tapper, number 54, way out there and did a nice job of knocking that ball out of bounds. Unfortunately, it bounced it off his own foot.
Well, Moline has their starters back on the floor. That's Travis Wilson handling the ball. He's working against Rod Thompson. Travis dribbles down to the baseline, reaches around behind.
Yep. And you don't want to do that, especially on that play, because the offensive player is heading out of bounds almost. You're not going to help the cause any. He picks it up. We had the referee's dream going on here just a minute ago, Coach. We had all black shoes by Galesburg and all white shoes by Alleman, and it's amazing how that helps you in a basketball game. But then Tapper comes in with white shoes and messed up the whole system now. So we're back to square one as officials now.
More about that later, folks.
Yes, yeah, it's pretty deep stuff. You realize.
Well, that puts Moline in the bonus. Travis will go to the line, shooting the 1-and-1. First one's up. Man. First
Thompson.
miss from the line for Moline tonight.
Glasgow inside, Joey Range, ball knocked away, Tapper controls. Seems to be everywhere right now. Theo misses, long rebound, Joey Range, walked. Oh my God, Rod Thompson finishes it up, and it's 27-18.
27-18, 3:51 to go. Moline's got to answer. It's all Galesburg right now.
And they're impressive at this moment. Hanneman's going to get a foul in there. Joey Range is wanting a little hook in action there. 34 is going to pick up the foul. Thompson's going to pick up that foul. The call he's asking for is the pivot men have a tendency to hook that elbow on the defender and makes them turn the corner easier. Most all big men do it. Some are better at it than others.
Hanover knocks down the first one.
Not to say that Rod Thompson wouldn't do it himself at the other end. Yeah,
right.
You know. But that's a tough call for the official, especially when the guy spins into the lane, because he's going away from the official that has the best look at it. Wide open. Galesburg's going to show a little patience. Steele sets the thing up, gets the ball back outside to Glasgow, and the streaks will set up. Joey Range has that ball stolen by Travis Wilson.
There's a battle coming the other way. Going to get a block. Travis Wilson takes it down, and Range was trying to stay out of his way, but ended up being underneath him a little bit, so Range is going to pick up 2 quick fouls.
You don't want to do that. Not the way he's playing this game right now. And just like that, Moline's right back in the ball game again. Patrick Hanlon's going to come in, and Joey Range is going to sit down for a short time here.
Mr. Travis Wilson.
Travis 0 for 1 from the line. Up a little strong off the iron.
Long pass down to Taylor Thiel, sets the ball back up, gets the ball to Glasgow. Now they got Thompson out away from the basket. You got those 6'6" guys out that far away, but they're going to try to isolate underneath. Beautiful inside move. Glasgow says, well, if you take me underneath, I'm going to take you underneath.
Yeah, I thought he was a three-point guy. What's he doing down there? 29-22, 3 minutes.
They ran to Marcus Morrow play so many times at Prags, they said, this ain't all bad. Let's try this
I can do this. I can do this.
I can do this too, and he did. 29-22, 2:57 to go here. Second quarter action. Western Big Six basketball at its finest.
Dexter down low to Hanovan, turns, fires, little strong.
Thompson, big rebound. Now he's got to take over for Galesburg and control the boards and make some shots. Glasgow in, Tapper. Had a little trouble finding the baseline. Long three, a little strong. And Moline controls.
Morrow pushes quickly up the floor. Pulls it up, tries to set something up. Here we go. Spranger around the horn. Dexter barks out of play. Wilson coming off Hanovan's screen.
Little pick and roll running there now. Two-man game by Moline at this point. Hanovan and Wilson. That's not a bad plan. Look at that ball handling for a big guy.
Drops it down to. He drops it down to Wilson. Wilson scores. There's a foul inside. Let's see what that call is. Interesting head movement. 54.
Tapper. Mike Tapper's going to pick up that foul.
That's 10 team fouls now.
His second personal.
So the Maroons are going to shoot 2 every time the rest of the half here now.
Taylor Thiel's going to sit down again. Boucher comes back in the ball game.
Boucher on the line shooting 2 for the Maroons. Number 44, Travis.
And we'll see if that makes a difference here. 2:07 to go and a 7-point lead for Galesburg.
Travis 0 for 3, uncharacteristic. He's usually deadly from that line.
Now right now he hasn't got, he's kind of just pushing that ball up. If he relaxes, lets that ball go like that, he's got her made.
Second free throw is good.
Well, Moline gets it back to 6.
Good defense that time. You got to be careful against that trap unless you're really quick. And Moline is so good at applying that pressure.
Now they got Galesburg in a tough spot on the floor to get the ball inbounds.
Real tough place to get it in. It takes a pass like that, and that can be picked off. Boucher with the ball as they attempt to break this press by Moline. Tapper, he's going to stop and pop. Short.
Spranger with the board.
Probably not the shot that Galesburg wants in that situation, but if it goes in, it looks awfully good.
Wilson against Thompson.
Not a foul on Steve Glasgow that time.
You can see that one from up here.
Yep.
Caught his arm. That's 2 on Glasgow.
The foul goes against Galesburg's number 12, Steve Glasgow.
Well, there's good news and there's bad news, folks.
On the line, shooting 2 for the Maroons.
The Maroons shoot 2 the rest of the half. Travis Wilson on the line is 1 for 4 from the line tonight. Well, let's see if he can improve on his percentage here. He's had the most free throw opportunities. Make it 1 for 5. He's talking to himself.
Yeah.
Give himself a little coaching down there.
Thiel's going to come back in the ball game for Galesburg. Glasgow's going to sit down. Thiel brings in a 8.6 average.
Travis Wilson on the line, averaging 20 points. Just under 20 points for the season per game.
Strong
this
again.
Another.
And on the run for Galesburg. Taylor Thiel. Thiel will set it up. 1:39 to go. Galesburg hadn't got many good shots in the last 3 or 4 times down, and a lot of it has to do with how good Moline's playing defense.
Moline going a little trap there.
Yep, doing a great job on that trap.
Gets a guy in the wing. Looks like they're going to double team him.
You got to keep your head up, keep looking for the open man. There's a deflected pass. Good idea.
Good defense by the Maroons, quick hands. Wilson brings it down, works against Thompson, takes it in, throws it up, won't go. Hanneman battle for the rebound. Ball's loose, Morrow comes up with it. No look pass to Wilson, strong in the basket. Wilson can't buy one. Blocking foul. That foul's going to go on number 54, Mike Tapper. That's 3 on Tapper.
And they need him in there because he's trying to give them a little help off the bench here to spell some of the big guys. They're going to get 42. It's Alfonso Pugh. Comes in the ball game. He's a 6'3" junior. So we'll see if Pugh can step in and do a little job in here on the boards. You got to give him a minute 6, Coach. He's got to give him a good minute 6 and a 6-point lead.
29-23, Streaks with the lead. Wilson at the line, shooting a pair. Travis looking for that rhythm now. 2 for 7 from the line right now.
He's finding a way to do it, though, Coach. He gets there often enough.
Yeah.
If nothing else, he's creating foul problems for Galesburg. Galesburg
4-point Galesburg lead.
Thompson gets the ball inbounds. Shea ends up with it. Good pressure by Moline. Pugh with the ball.
There's that trap. Good ball movement.
A huge 3 there. If that goes in, won't go. Pugh tries to keep it alive.
Wilson getting his share of rebounds tonight, Coach.
Sure is.
He's not the biggest guy in the court, but he gets great position down there.
Well, and it was time somebody from Moline had to take over a little bit, and he jumped in and said, I'll take it over. And unfortunately, hasn't made a lot of free throws, but he certainly, with his effort, has created a lot of things for Moline right now. 30 seconds to go, Coach.
Spranger, Dexter from the corner. Oh. In and out, wouldn't go.
And Galesburg may get the last shot here, although the way Moline plays defense, holding the ball for 22 seconds is real difficult.
Yeah, that could be tough.
What pressure. Pugh with the ball. Look out. Thompson, nice drive. And the foul.
We got a reach-in foul. Thompson was going strong to the basket. He got fouled and put to the floor. He had 2 guys on him. Spranger and Dexter were both there. Dexter's going to pick it up. That's his second.
Well, and it's a situation where you talk about good fouls, but it certainly was. It was. Trying to figure out who they called on now. The announcer said, the board says Dexter, the PA guy, said it was Hanneman. We'll see.
Well, the official I looked at had 5. He held up 5. Yeah. That's where I got the call from. I saw one of the officials hold up number 5.
The foul was against number 5.
Yeah, good call, Coach.
Not Mr. Hanneman.
Was Mr. Knob a little bit off base there, was he?
Well, he missed that just a little bit.
Mr. Knob was just watching the game and not watching the officials. Come on, John.
8.1 seconds to go. At the free throw line is Rod Thompson, a 6'6", 225-pound senior, averaging 13.7 points a ball game and 9.3 rebounds. And with Joey Range on the bench, they need him to come through, what he does with 2 free throws, 31-25. Moline runs a sideline play, trying to get a quick shot.
Tip up, no.
Wow.
Not going to count.
And no foul.
Well, that completes the first half of play. Galesburg outscores the Maroons 16-10 in the second quarter, and they take a 31-25 lead into the locker room. We've got some unusual situations here. Kenny Spranger comes out for the Maroons, scores 8 quick points. Travis Wilson goes scoreless in the first quarter, scores 4 points in the second quarter on 2 buckets, gets 3 more points for his total of 7, but unusually misses 4 free throws, and 5 free throws. Travis Wilson just doesn't do that. For Galesburg, we've got 6 players that have broken into the scoring column with Joey Range. We talk about his prowess. He's got 7 points. Steve Glasgow with 4 buckets with 8 points. Rod Thompson has 8 points, 3 buckets, 2 free throws. Steve Tapper and Taylor Thiel a bucket apiece for 2 points, and Patrick Hanlon rounds out the scoring for the Streaks with 4 points on 2 first quarter buckets. For the Maroons, Marcus Morrow has 2 free throws, and Ian Hanneman, doing yeoman's work underneath, has 2 buckets and 4 free throws for 8 points, and that completes Moline's scoring. So Moline's only have 4 players scoring with Morrow only getting 2 points.
Well, and I think the one thing, the key to that first half, I think, was the run basically that Joey Range made there early in the second quarter. I think it was a 9-2 run or something like that.
Right.
That gave him that lead. Then for Galesburg, the bad news was he picks up the second foul and he sits the rest of the quarter, and that's when Moline started to make some inroads at least, and then it kind of leveled off at the end. So why don't we take a short break here? It's a halftime here at Wharton Fieldhouse. Packed house, 6,000 people here. Western Big Six basketball at its finest. At halftime, it's the Galesburg Silver Streaks 31, the Moline Maroons 25. Jim Sanders and Jim Smith. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Wharton Fieldhouse, everybody. This is Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders. What a great battle we got going here between the Moline Maroons. Galesburg Silver Streaks by 6, outscoring the. It was deadlocked at the first quarter. Streaks outscored them 15-9 there in the second quarter. What do we look for to start this second half?
Well, I tell you, talking to John Medina, who is our kind of a color analyst that doesn't ever say anything, but he made a startling statement. He felt that the first 2 minutes here of this second half are going to be critical to both teams.
Well, you know, I think Moline got caught playing Galesburg's game there a little bit in the second quarter, and you know, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention a young man that's not here with the Streaks tonight. Got a young man that's sick and not with the team. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Coach Sanders?
Well, Jason Wessels has been sick since Christmas Eve, and he's a senior. He's played quite a bit for Galesburg, and we just want him to know that Coach Smith and I both teach at United Township High School, and want to let him know that we're all have been offered up in prayer by our Fellowship of Christian Athletes group, that he gets better, and we're looking forward to maybe coming down there in February for the basketball game, maybe even see him back in uniform by then. So Jason, take care of yourself. Hope you're enjoying this, and we will hope to see you soon. So you get well quick, and hang in there, big guy.
Galesburg takes possession. They work the ball down to range quickly, and Wilson reaches in, picks up his first foul of the game, first for the Maroons.
Well, we'll see what happens here on the inbounds play. A little pick and roll. Thompson is up with the ball down to Joey Range. Oh, nice move there, and the roll. Shooter's roll, Coach. I don't know. You see the great players, and the ball lays on the rim and goes in the basket. Some other kids, they play as hard, work as hard,
right,
and that ball would roll right off the rim for some players. So,
well, you know, it was a tough shot. He had nice soft spin on it. Ian Hanneman down low.
You bet.
Showing what he can do.
Yep.
Answers right back.
Galesburg breaks the press. Joey Range with the ball, gets the ball out front. Nice drive to the hoop, and it'll count. Nice. Steve Glasgow took that ball to the hole. Showing great leadership there.
10 points for Glasgow now.
35-27, Galesburg.
Hanneman battling with Range, left hand move.
Tell you, with that kind of entry passing and the moves that Hanneman has, they're owning the inside.
Well, it's looking like maybe Coach Dexter said, hey, we got Maroons or the Streaks in a little bit of foul trouble. Let's pound it inside, see if we can get the big boys in some more foul trouble. Range has 2, as does Thompson with, no, Thompson only got 1, so.
Well, they're obviously working to get that ball to the low post, and Hanneman's going to be a huge factor here if this continues. Great defense by Thompson that time, and they lead to Thompson. Nice drive, won't go. Joey Range on the rebound, goes up. Ball is in the basket. Joey Range, offensive board on the missed shot by Rod Thompson.
11 points for Range. 37-29, Streaks with the lead. They're going to double team Dexter out front.
Nice
Dangerous
trap
pass.
that time, and a great steal by Glasgow. Oh, foul going to come this time. Who's got it? Yep. Thompson's going to pick it up. Well, Moline dodged the ball at that time, Coach.
Well, Thompson's protesting it, but he did go over. He went over Kenny Springer's back. And he was going for another one of those dunk rebounds.
Yeah.
Those are kind of neat to look at.
Yes, that's for sure. Full court pressure now by Galesburg. Zone trap. Back man to man now.
Morrow gets the ball stripped from behind.
Joey Range.
That's Range.
Crowd wants a travel, but we're going to get a foul on Moline.
Springer ran in there. Is going to head him off at the pass and bumped into him a little too much.
I'll tell you, as fast-paced this game is, Coach, the team in the best condition may pull this thing out at the end, too, because I'll tell you what, this is, you know yourself, high intensity like there is with the emotion going into a game like this. The adrenaline rush, you fatigue faster anyway, and now
you can be burned out by halftime.
You bet. So we'll see how that plays itself out here into the third and fourth quarters. 5:55 to go. 8-point lead by Galesburg. Moline ball.
Thompson, long range. Dexter from the three-point land.
That really helped.
Ryan Dexter, first points of the night. Big three for the Maroons. 5-point Galesburg lead now.
Nice, but Dexter's going to pick a foul up there. Nice drive by Patrick Hanlon. And he got the baseline, Coach, and he took it to the hoop. Dexter's going to pick the foul.
3 on Dexter.
Ryan Dexter, his third personal, team foul number 3 on the line, shooting 2 for the
Foul situation is going just the opposite way. First half it was in favor of the Maroons, and right now 3-1 the foul total here.
Early going too.
Patrick Hanlon, after that nice drive, couldn't finish the layup, but steps the free throw line, hits the first of 2. Makes that lead 38-32. Galesburg makes the second one 39-32. Trap.
6 points for Hanlon now. Here comes Wilson. Brings it up. Range has got Wilson. Range and Wilson. Hanovan back to Wilson. Looks at the basket, takes it to the baseline, kicks it back out to Hanovan, drives across the lane. Ball stripped.
Oh, double dribble.
Kind of a shot goes up, but it wasn't really a shot.
Must have got knocked it away. That's knocked it away there. But Galesburg does control. Inside, Thompson. You never know. Good power move to the basket by Rod Thompson. And just like that, a 9-point lead with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And
10
Moline,
points for Rod Thompson.
Moline
And the Maroons.
Let's see whether they want a full timeout or a 20. Full timeout for Moline. So why don't we take a break, Coach? We're here at Wharton Fieldhouse. 4:55 to go in the third quarter. 9-point lead by Galesburg. Moline has possession of the ball. We'll be right back.
We're back. Maroons with the ball. Travis Wilson brings it in. This is Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders, cameraman John Medina. Backdoor lob. Wilson with a slam dunk. Travis Wilson, Ryan Dexter.
Well, we're
That gets the crowd off their feet.
1-1, Coach, on the set plays coming out after halftime, after a timeout. Oh, three-pointer out of the corner by Rod Thompson. Woo! Well, that answers that in a hurry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Man.
We get a big cheer from one end and then a big cheer from the other end. Got Marcus Morrow checking back in the lineup. Travis Wilson going to go to the bench. Full court pressure now. Looks like man-to-man. Galesburg's going to pick him up. Dexter gets it into Morrow.
Well, then they run and trap, a little ball press there, and then they drop it back. Oh, trap again. Once they cross the 10-second line, then it goes back man-to-man, which is real impressive to be able to drop back and find your man that quick. Good pressure by Galesburg.
Joe Manning down low. Hanovan Manning, two-man game. They got a little too much pressure from behind by, who is that?
Glasgow, Steve Glasgow.
Glasgow. And
they've kind of said, well, maybe we'll put he's a 175-pounder. Maybe we'll put him in there to avoid the foul.
Well, they're kind of fronting him and playing behind him, looks like, right now.
But that's Glasgow's third foul, is it not? So
Ray on Glasgow.
That hurts a little bit, too. Shea comes in the ball game now, and they'll have to go back and put one of the big guys back on Hanovan. Shea. Ooh, very close.
Manning comes up with the ball. That's Spranger out front, trying to get some offense set up. Hanovan on the high post, running some cutters through.
Well, Galesburg does a nice job of switching,
Spranger,
staying after
ball
the shooters.
fake, drops it down to Morrow, across the lane. Hanovan from the free throw line, too strong.
Thompson on the rebound, looking for an outlet pass, none there. Puts the ball on the floor and gets the ball back to Joey Range, and Range comes across the 10-second line. Shea, boy, Range is posting up inside, looking for that basketball. He kind of wants it in there, doesn't he, Coach? Thompson, free throw line. Oh, in and out. Great rebound by Shea, and a foul against Moline.
That's a big foul there. That's going to go on Ryan Dexter.
Yeah, they're going to call that. Who are they going to call that on?
Against Moline's number 40,
Joe Manning.
Okay, must have had him first.
I missed that one. 4 team fouls now for the Maroons.
That hurt. That helps a lot with Dexter not picking up that foul.
I thought Dexter was going to pick that foul. That would have been his 4th.
Inbound Thompson. He forced that ball up against some pretty good pressure that time. Didn't get a call.
Morrow quickly the other way.
Oh, nice defense by Joey Range. Because he got in the passing lane in a real big hurry.
He was trailing that play and knew that he was going to get it to Wilson.
Oh, wide open shot. Thiel is short, follows it. Short again. Thompson on a shot attempt, no good.
Wilson rebound, puts it back and through. 11 points, Travis Wilson now. 8-point streak lead, 44-36, 2:45.
For a second, I just thought that the game was going to be a little closer. I look up the scoreboard, he still got that 8-point lead.
Right.
So Galesburg still in control here, but a little out of control. Ball knocked out of bounds. Our camera angle is going to show you that wasn't exactly the way that play needed to be called, but as an official, you get one look at it, and the other underneath official wasn't able to help any because he was on the far side of the basket. So you call what you see, and that's the way it works.
Morrow kicks it to Spranger deep in the corner. 3! Got it! Kenny Spranger, 3-ball. Corner pocket.
2:18 to go, Coach. 5-point lead by Galesburg now, and they're going to take a timeout. Coach wants a 20-second timeout, so let's keep it here right now and see as we look into each of the huddles what kind of things can happen in a 20-second timeout.
Well, it's been a little game of runs here, back and forth. Moline's making a little run now. They were down as many as 10. Got it cut back to 5. Mike Miller says, hey, let's talk about it, boys, and let's get this thing back under control. We're doing some good things. Ball's just not going in the basket.
That's the advantage of the 20-second timeout also, is the idea that you get in there, you probably didn't make many adjustments. Coach probably talking about settle down, maybe a play, and you got time to set a play on an out-of-bounds play. Let's see. Moline's done it once. Galesburg has done that once also, but mainly calm down, get your composure. You're the team that's ahead, so don't panic here. There's 2:11 to go in the third quarter. 5-point lead by Galesburg, and they get the ball to Joey Range. He stops, pops, count the basket. Not many players in high school basketball, Coach, that can make that play right there.
Well, he's strong enough and got good body control. He got up in the air. Travis Wilson bumped him from the side. He held onto the ball, shot the ball.
Frustrating when you're the defensive players and the offensive guy, so I'm going to hang here in the air a while, and when you go down, I'm going to still be here and put the ball in the basket. Joey Raines trying to complete the 3-point play, rolls it around and drops it in, and just like that, 8-point lead with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
14 points for Joey Range.
Boy, Hanover and Range are just getting after it inside in there. They've got Thompson on Travis Wilson.
Dexter, 3-ball short. Range quickly ahead.
Nice pass. And a foul.
That's going to go on Ryan Dexter, and that's going to be his 4th. 16 fouls now for the Maroons. That's big. That's huge.
That's a huge foul right there. Well, good breakout that time by Galesburg.
Joe Manning going to come in and get Dexter now. Dexter's going to have to go to the bench with 4 fouls with 1:45 remaining in the third.
Tapper's going to come in.
Streaks will be in the bonus the rest of the game.
That's right. Streaks will substitute Tapper for Thompson here with that 1:44 to go. Give him a little rest. Boucher stops, pops, count it. Just like that, went from a 5-point lead to a 10-point lead. And the Maroons have got to answer back now.
Spranger in the corner. Out to Morrow. Range picks him up. The ball goes to Wilson.
Quick hands. Both teams play great defense.
Morrow, 3-point range. Off the back of the iron. Won't go. Nice tip out. Kenny Spranger to Ian Hanover. Takes it strong to the hole. Boy, Moline needed those points.
Hanlon with the ball. Tough pass inside, Coach. That pass is not going to get completed very often.
Well, we're back to 6, 101. Things happen quickly. 101 third quarter. Moline, a little bitty run by themselves.
That goaltending call was as close as you're going to get to being a clean block. I'll say that. The ball hadn't got to the board yet. So in theory, it was probably still going up. But yeah, it was that close. Bang, bang calls the officials have to make them. I think the officials have done an excellent job here tonight. It's a tough ball game with a lot of action. Three-pointer, way short that time.
Manning blocking Hanlon off from the ball, and Hanlon took exception to it. Manning just walked away, no problem.
Just like that. Thiel that time fired that long three-pointer up, but it didn't go. Now, streak shooters, he's liable to make the next 2 or 3 that he gets, but 34 seconds to go, Coach.
Morrow out top. Manning looking for Hanlon, but down low, can't find him. Springer against Hanlon, takes it, kicks it to Morrow. 3 ball, won't go. Springer over the back.
24 that
Kenny
time.
Springer
Patrick
picks up his
Hanlon
3rd foul.
on the rebound.
That's going to be a shooter. Hanlon's going to go to the line, shoot the bonus.
Bonus for Galesburg. In the lineup for Galesburg comes number 32, Rod Thompson. He comes in the ball game. And Joey Range is going to sit down. A good move by Coach Miller to get Joey Range out. No chance of a foul here. Hanlon's got an opportunity now to build on a lead here.
Well, Galesburg's perfect from the line. They haven't been there but 5 times tonight, but they have yet to miss. So free throws are going to loom large now because they're going to shoot a lot of free throws.
Yeah,
rest of the game.
opportunity to shoot a lot of free throws. That's right. First one's up and good.
And I say that not to jinx them, but just to point out that they seem to be an excellent free throw shooting team.
That's right. Well,
Hanlon.
so far tonight they've been better than Moline in that department. 51-43 with 20 seconds to go. See if Moline goes for that last shot here.
Wilson's going to handle the ball.
And he's only palmed it 3 times so far.
I was going to say he's carried it every time he's dribbled it so far. He and Hanneman want to work 2-man game. We got too much defense down inside. I think that's going to go on Tapper. There's a 4th foul on Tapper.
Well, he's an aggressive kid. He comes in off the bench, and that may be why he doesn't start. Is you can't start and foul that much.
Yeah, he's played a quarter and a half and picked up 4 fouls.
Alfonso Pugh is going to come back in the ball game. Pugh is back in for Galesburg. Tapper's going to sit down. It just takes away a little of their depth. Tapper's done a really good job. 4 seconds.
Springer corner, 3 ball, long throw, right on line, just short. Well, that wraps up the 3rd quarter. 8-point lead for the Silver Streaks, 51-43. They lead it. We'll take a quick break and be right back and give you a little scoring wrap up.
And we're back, Coach. It's Jim Sanders with Jim Smith, Wharton Fieldhouse, Western Big 6 basketball. At the end of the 3 quarters, 8 minutes to go here. 51-43 Galesburg over the Maroons, and Moline gets the ball to start the 4th quarter.
Well, both teams have 3 players in double figures through 3 quarters. Moline with Hanneman 14, Springer 13, Wilson with 11. Galesburg has Range with 14, Thompson with 13, and Glasgow with 10. I think the difference is Moline only has 2 other players scored any points. Galesburg has 3 other players with some points, so Galesburg getting a little more scoring, a little more well-rounded. Moline's looking to set some offense, work down low. Wilson on the paint, reach in by Range, and he's going to send Travis Wilson to the line. That's 3 fouls now. Range played that entire 3rd quarter without picking up a foul.
Galesburg. And in the same situation, Ryan Dexter ended up picking up several fouls there in that 3rd quarter that is going to maybe make a big difference as this ball game comes down to the end. But Moline hangs in. You wonder how long Coach Dexter can keep Ryan out of the ball game with his ball handling skills, his 3-point shooting.
Well, free throws are going to loom large for the Maroons right now, and Travis Wilson's going to be at the line. He's only 3 for 8 there in the first half. So far, he's 1 for 1 here in the second half. Second one's up. In and out, won't go.
Joey Range controls the rebound, gets that ball to Steve Glasgow, and the Galesburg Silver Streaks will set up their offense. Looking for good shots now. Got the ball inside. Joey Range, nice move, power move, and count it. Coach, he's a man among men.
Boy, he is. He takes it strong. Strong to the hole.
Good hustle out there from defensively. Going to get a reach-in foul that time on Steve Glasgow. Now, eventually, as a player, Coach, you've got to come to the conclusion that the referees are going to call that. At this point in the ball game, you should know, I can't do that. I'm going to get called for a foul.
Here comes Dexter back for the Maroons now.
And answer one of those questions. Theo comes in for Glasgow.
But we would be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about Theo. That's got to be John Theo's grandson.
That's I'm
legendary
sure
coach at Galesburg.
Sure, that's correct. Shea is going to pick up a holding foul. Good call. That was a nice call.
Against Galesburg's number 20, Cole Shea. His second person.
Coach, you got to like the way the Galesburg kids get after the basketball. I mean, they're going to scrap. I mean,
if it's in the air, they think it's theirs.
That's right.
If it's on the floor, they think it's theirs.
That's exactly right. And they hustle every second of the time.
Well, it's a 9-point game, 53-44. Maroons trail here.
Oh, little pick and roll that went awry that time. Joey Range going to bring it back out and set it up. Shea starts the drive and pulls the ball back out, trying to get the ball inside to Thompson. But I'll tell you, they're committed to the fact that if it's not open, they're not going to take it down there.
No, they don't force it in there.
No. Wide open, cutting underneath the basket. Not the guy they wanted. Shea, nice entry pass. You bet. Beautiful job. They had a chance on the other side to get the ball into Thompson, but he'd been about, probably 12 feet from the basket. They reversed the ball and get it to him about 5 feet from the basket. That's good basketball, well-coached basketball team.
Wilson picks up the foul down on the blocks.
The 101 for the Silver Streaks, number 32.
He's going to put Thompson on the line.
Number 32.
He's 2 for 2 for the line. Make that 3 for 3.
Well, they've got that look in their eye when they step up, shoot free throws, Coach. They just know that ball's going in the basket. This is easy, they say. We can do this anytime we want. Boom. Thompson's smiling all the time, too. I'm never quite sure whether he's telling himself little jokes or what he's doing, but he really appears to have a lot of fun playing the game basketball. That's right.
Morrow working hard against Shea.
Oh, look at this now.
No shot.
Basket. Now here's the thing, and this is on a video. The officials saw this last year. Rough play out front, not called, and Morrow ends up taking a swing, not a swing, but to get his hands off, he tries to karate chop his hand off. Now, who gets a foul there? Well, in this case, nobody. Now, have we solved anything? No. That situation's still going. So something's got to get called on that play somewhere, or it's going to get rougher and rougher, and it's rough enough right now.
Hanneman's going to go to the line, shoot one in the bonus.
So you can watch that situation just a little bit, because you know that the Galesburg guards aren't going to back off, and they're going to stay after that. So,
well, this is not a time to lose your composure.
We got a violation coming here. Yes, no? Now, Morrow walked out to go back behind the circle, but the official, I think, is going to say he was heading that way before I threw the ball to the shooter. I should have held the ball. And if that's the case, that's great officiating.
And Hanneman made the second one,
yeah,
but we waved it off, so he's got to make it again.
Now, Morrow's limping a little bit out here, Coach. I'm not sure whether he twisted his ankle on that play.
Well, he's had a bad ankle, so
okay.
he might have twisted, re-injured that a little bit. Well, Hanneman makes the second one again. Cuts the lead to 9. 55-46, just over 6 minutes remaining in the contest. It's been a good one, folks.
It's been a great game. Timeout by Galesburg here. Looks like they're going to go for a 20-second timeout. It's going to be a 20.
Well, what are you talking about now, Coach? You're in the huddle. Galesburg called that timeout.
We're getting to a point right now where he's drawing something, so he's going to come out of this with a set play of some kind to see if he can get a real easy shot and maybe a quick foul. Now you've got Dexter back in the ball game again, and you've got some guards on Galesburg. We'll kind of see who he matches up with. They may try to penetrate and draw that 5th foul.
Sorry, last time they had the ball down at the Galesburg's end of the floor, someone, I think it was Glasgow, took Dexter down to the blocks. They didn't get the ball to him, but you know, that was a foul situation waiting to happen, and they couldn't get the ball in there. So,
well, it's critical. We're going to take a look here right now. Dexter's going to match up out front with Taylor Thiel. We'll see what happens here. A lot of picks and rolls here. They're filling the corners. See what happens.
Several picks.
And you never know. Are they trying to set up a little delay game here? They've got a little four corners look to this thing. There are 5:45 to go. There's 5:45 to go here with a 9-point lead. So they're going to change this and try to run a little offense. But again, it's becoming critical time for Moline right now.
Right.
Joey Range to Thompson.
Well, Range took the ball down in the lane, and Thompson knew he was going to go either rebound or get a nice feed. But he got the feed and finished the play off. That's good basketball.
Excellent. That's why you're 3-0 in the conference, ranked number 3 in the state.
Morrow takes it strong across the lane. That foul's going to go against. Is he looking at Range or is he looking at Shea? It's going to be Shea.
Number 20.
Bo Shea picks up his third.
A lot of 3-foul people in the ball game right now, but you know, we're talking about this ball game as a key matchup. But gosh, you know, we're talking to some of the Galesburg folks before the ball game, and of course Galesburg's got to make that trip down. I think they even said next week they go to Quincy. So two back-to-backs. You go here and then to Moline and then to Quincy. That's quite a 8-day period there. So this is exciting time in Western Big Six basketball, and there's going to be a lot more good games along the way. And hope you folks, if you enjoy what you're seeing here, why please contact your TCI office in either Galesburg or here in the Quad Cities, and tell them you like it. And let's see if we can do some more of this stuff. We'd like nothing better than to go down to Galesburg here on the 20th of February and do it again.
Count me in.
Give us a call on that. Joey Range controlling the ball. Galesburg showing a lot of patience right now. Hanovan, good pressure outside on Thompson. They got the floor spread pretty well right now with 4:52 to go and a 9-point. Joey Range again.
Well, we're going to get a charge. Travis Wilson had his spot picked out.
He did.
Range went strong to the basket. He doesn't like the call, but that's always probably the toughest call an official has to make.
No question about that, but you always, and I know you're not supposed to pay much attention to that, but as an official, if that offensive player isn't in control, I'm going to have trouble giving you the benefit of the doubt. That time, Joey Range, he shoots that stop and a jump shot 4 or 5 foot away from the basket so well, there's no reason to take that ball all the way to the hole. Right. Glasgow back in the lineup right now, number 12.
Tapper back into it.
Yep, then Tapper. Okay.
Back. Looks like Galesburg going to set up a little zone here. Maroons recognize that. They're going to get their offense set. Wilson calling something out. We're going to get something out, bring Hanovan out to the high post. Dexter works his way around the three-point line. I'm sure they've got him identified as a shooter.
Yeah, that foul on Joey Range was his 4th.
Hanovan down low off the iron. Won't go. Rebound Tapper.
This is the time that Moline needs to make something happen. And the fact that Galesburg went to a zone is going to take Moline a little longer to get a shot maybe. Use some of that clock with Joey Range sitting on the bench with 4 fouls over there. So again, Mike Miller does a beautiful job of coaching here and getting his kids the best opportunity to win this ball game on the road. Hostile environment here at Wharton Fieldhouse, and a foul.
A little too close by Marcus Morrow. 9 team fouls now on the Maroons.
Mike Tapper's going to walk the free throw line, shoot the bonus here. He's a 6'4", 180-pound senior.
Tapper, 2 points.
Yep. He's going to take, Moline's going to take a timeout. Coach Dexter's going to call the timeout. I think he wants a full timeout. So why don't we take a break here? Wharton Fieldhouse. This is Jim Sanders with Jim Smith. We're looking at a 57-48 ball game. The Galesburg Silver Streaks lead the Moline Maroons with 3:56 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back. Back, coach. The free throw line is Mike Tapper for the Galesburg Silver Streaks, shooting 1-and-1. First shot's on the way, and it's good. That builds that lead to 10, 58-48. Tapper off the bench. They've used Tapper off the bench, and Alfonso Pugh, and of course Bo Shea.
Well, Moline took that timeout, and they've got to make a little run right now. They've got to make every possession has to count now. Let's see if Galesburg, now they're back in their man-to-man. Down to Hanovan, who's off the glass softly and through. 18 points now for Hanovan.
Well, and Galesburg's trying to do this with Joey Range sitting on the bench with 4 fouls. Moline has got Ryan Dexter in the ball game with 4 fouls, so we'll see how that strategy works out. About the time in a ball game like this, somebody else has to come to the front. Brochet into Thompson, blocked out of bounds. Morrow says, not on this side of the basket, you don't.
Yeah, I knew he couldn't get it up on the left-hand side. I said, I'll take it underneath.
Hey, I got bad news. Travis Wilson's over here, so I'm going to go to the other side, and Morrow knocks it away. Hanovan, whoa, good steal by Moline.
Dribble it right into Kenny Spranger. He comes up with the ball. Spranger kicks it to Hanovan. Ball fake down the lane. Soft shot won't go. Put back by Wilson, and he's fouled.
Patrick Hanlon's going to pick up that foul. Coach number 24, count that basket. 1 shot, and that run you were talking about is being made right now. And don't look down, but here comes Joey Range back in the ball game along with Taylor Thiel. And Shea is going to sit down, and Tapper's going to sit down for Galesburg. And 3:07 to go. We're going to go with what's best for us right now.
Yeah, we got the starters on the floor, and let's play.
Yep.
Let's play this thing out.
Right on out.
7-point lead. Travis Wilson trying to cut it to 6. Struggled from the line tonight. Off a little bit, goes quickly down the lane, almost gets his own rebound.
You know, that's with the new rule where the players can't come into the ball hits, that free throw shooter, if he can get a little run at it, he's got as good a chance as anybody now.
But he can't cross the free throw line until the ball hits the rim, Kenny.
Same time. But he's got a little better idea of oh, look at this. And a foul. He got a little better idea of when the ball's going to go and everything, and plus he can get a little running start at it, because if he shoots it and steps back and then realizes it's not going in, and that's kind of what Travis did.
I was going to say, like you said, he's the first one that knows it's not going to go in.
That's right. And it's something that you work on in practice. It's not something he just thought of tonight. This is something that, you know, that's a pretty good play off of a missed free throw.
Joey Range steps to the line, 16 points on the night. Free throw bounces up and through.
Shooter's touch on that one, Coach. Joey Range, 6'5", 200-pound senior, 20.2 points per game. How many points do you have tonight, Coach?
16 right now, 17 right now, 18.
18 points, so he's close to his average. So he's upheld his end of the bargain here, as I think every one of these kids has done that. 61-52, 2:54 to go.
Nice look underneath. Kenny Morrow up and through. Kenny Spranger finds Marcus Morrow down low. Morrow converts. He's going to go to the line. Basket's going to count. Foul's going to go on number 24, Patrick Hanlon. Morrow gets a chance to make a 3-point play out of it.
Well, the only thing that can really hurt you down at this end right now if you're Galesburg is to give up more points than you could possibly score at your end. And a 3-point play is something you don't need to give up. You just give up that shot, and you go on to the next play. But Moline converts to 3-point play. And now Galesburg has to break the press. Joey Range brings the ball. Oh, nice play by Moline.
We got a foul from behind. Dexter trying to get the ball ahead to Spranger. He's fouled from behind. He's going to go to the line, shoot 2.
Yep.
Both teams in the super bonus now. Foul goes on number 24, Patrick Hanlon. That's square on him.
Yep. I'll tell you what, Moline has been in trouble before and have come back and made some great recoveries, and this may be another one right now.
Well, they've got it to 6. This could cut it to 4 with 2:37 to play.
Well, Galesburg's going to have to answer back here now. There's an opportunity, like you say, to be a 4-point ball game when we leave this free throw line. There's one of them. Now, Moline has answered back. Now we got to figure out, will Galesburg answer back one more time?
Dexter with his second on the way, and it's good. 4-point ball game.
Got the ball inbounds to Patrick Hanlon, the Joey Range, Thiel, Hanlon.
Maroons hawking that ball all over the court.
Boy, they are moving quick as they did when they started the ball game. We talk about maybe somebody running out of gas. Forget that.
Yeah, now we're going to run on adrenaline for a while.
Right.
Range, Wilson hangs in the air, gets his own rebound, puts it up.
And count it. Joey Range on an offensive board and a putback. What an athletic play.
Joey Range with the basket.
Foul's going to go on Hanneman. Only 2 on Hanneman.
Well, I'll tell you, very big play there. 6-point lead with a chance to make it 7.
On the line for the Silver String.
20 points for Joey Range on the night. Make it 21.
He's averaging 20.
Big 3-point play.
Huge play there. Moline gets the ball inbounds. 2:10 to go, Coach.
7-point streak lead. Dexter out front, looking to set up double high post. They run Morrow through down low. He comes around the top, feeds it down to Wilson. He works against Thompson. Off balance shot. We get a traveling call. Thompson had bodied up on him.
Yep.
Travis got a little bit off balance and drug his pivot foot.
That's right. Really had no place to go. Thompson, big time defense, hands up. Didn't have a knee in his back or anything. And the contact was at least partially initiated by Wilson. Timeout. Quick call. Good play that time by Taylor Thiel to call a timeout so the 5-second call wouldn't be made. Full timeout, Coach. Why don't we take one more break here? We'll come back. There's 1:56 to go, and Galesburg leads by 7.
Yeah, both teams back on the floor. Galesburg forced to call a timeout there. The Moline pressure. Galesburg leads by 7.
Joey Range has the ball inbound. Nice pass and a good play set up by Galesburg to get the ball inbounds. Travis Wilson's going to come out and pick up Joey Range. Oh, a quick double team and a jump ball. Great defense by Dexter. Possession arrow goes to Galesburg. But a little play like that, sometimes you wonder the effect, but it does turn that possession arrow around and stops the clock. So.
Well, that's a nice little set play. It forced the guy to turn his dribble around, and you just run in and tie him up.
Thompson stops. Nice pass. Beautiful pass by Thompson to Steve Glasgow. 9-point lead by Galesburg. 1:36 to go.
Big hoop.
Huge hoop there.
1 minute 30 seconds remaining now. Wilson out front. Maroon's got to score, and they got to score in a hurry. Wilson, long 3, just short range with the rebound.
Range got the ball, going to clear the floor. Tough time for Moline right now. They've got a foul, probably going to have to foul in a hurry to see if or steal the ball. Over and back. Over and back's what you got here.
We're going to get a foul. Or timeout call. Nope, timeout call.
Timeout. That's a good call. And it wasn't a foul there, so that worked out real good. Let's keep it right here and talk a little bit about, as we went into the ball game, scoring averages and things like that for the key players in the ball game. Coach Joey Range came into the ball game for Galesburg, averaging 20, and he has 21 or 22 points.
Got 21 right now.
Thompson came in averaging 13-7.
He's got 17 right now.
And then Glasgow had about a 9-point average.
He's got 12.
And Thiel at a 9-point average.
Thiel's only got 2.
So that's the guy off tonight. For Moline, Wilson's averaging 20 a ball game.
He's at 15 right now.
Pranger has been averaging 8.
He's at, who'd you say?
8.
Pranger?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got 13.
That's good. Hanna 15.
He's got 18 right now.
And Marcus Morrow with 11.5.
And he's got, 3, 4, 6 right now.
And Dexter with 6.5.
And he's got 5.
Okay, so
we're close.
Very close. Very
Close
very
to
close
averages.
there. And that's why you have a 66-57 ball game with a game which just moments ago, Moline had an opportunity to draw. They were within 4 points, but didn't get the ball back down 4. So
Moline's got to really turn the defense up, but they've been playing tough defense, but they're going to be almost forced to foul now.
Joey Range with the ball, looking to get it to Thompson, gets the interior pass into Thompson. How did Hanneman move so far that time? Oh, look out. Looking for the travel. Thompson, going to be a charge, no question about that one. Absolutely no question.
Yeah.
Thompson's already talking about the NBA rule where you can't charge in that little dotted line, but don't look now, there is no dotted line in a high school basketball game. That's a couple levels up from where we are right now.
Well, we're just under a minute. Moline trails by 9. It's going to take some real strong three-point shooting to get them back in the ball game.
Question about that. And
They got to push it up the floor, take a quick 3. They can't afford to work it too much. And Dexter does just
look out. Range.
Showtime.
Oh, you're going to count that. You're going to count it. Crowds are on the floor. Big hoop. Dexter goes up. He's going to foul out of the ball game, Coach, but a great effort to block that shot.
Well, Ryan Dexter gave it his all, but he was no match for Joey Raines.
No.
And that's not a dirty play. I don't interpret that as a dirty play at all. He went up. He didn't swing at his head.
Nope.
He didn't.
Nope.
Didn't
And the
do
officials
anything.
didn't see it that way. They called the foul. Joey Raines makes the basket, which is the bad news for Moline, and has a chance to make a three-point play out of this.
Joe Manning coming in now is going to take Dexter's spot. 46.1 seconds with an 11-point lead. I'd say the streak just about got this one sewed up.
Well, great effort by Moline tonight, no question about that. Shea is going to come in the ball game, and number 22, Taylor Thiel will sit down. Moline has the ball across the 10-second line.
Hanovan in low, misses the shot.
And Galesburg controls. This nice outlet pass. They'll slow down. Look at this. Joey Raines. Coach, he just knows where he's at, and the ball's going to go in the basket every time. 71-57. Galesburg will move to 4-0. Moline steal by Joey Raines. Tomahawk dunk for Galesburg. 73-57. Playing it out now. Travis Wilson.
Look out!
Got a foul against Moline. Wow, what an exciting way to come down to the end of the ball game.
There's nobody left their seats, and boy, I'm glad they didn't, because they missed two great dunks within about 10 seconds of each other.
If you were on your way to the car, now you're watching it. Shame on you. You shouldn't have gone. It is unbelievable, the end of this ball game. 73-59, 2.8 seconds to go. Steve
Glasgow picks up a foul there. He's going to send Glasgow to the line. Shoot a pair. Glasgow has 12 points on the night. That's going to be the Silver Streaks here. They lead by 14, 2.8. Been a great ball game. It's not a 14-point ball game, I don't think, but Moline was forced to do some things at the end.
Not long ago, it was a 4-point ball game, but on the next possession, if I've got the game in my mind correct at least, got a question if something's going on down here. Something's going on. We're not quite sure what that is. Coach Dexter's talking to...
Players shouldn't talk to coaches.
No.
That's not right.
That's for sure. And vice versa.
Right.
And vice versa. And I don't know.
Opposing players and opposing coaches shouldn't be communicating on the basketball floor.
Joey Raines coming out of the ball game, but he and Coach Dexter are not. He and Coach Dexter are not doing a dead man stare to each other out here right now. But to the free throw line, Steve Glasgow. We don't want to spoil. What you don't want to do at this point is spoil what a great game this has been.
Well, Coach Miller took Raines out of the game.
That's smart.
He was trying to talk to Coach Dexter, and that's not spoil it, like you said.
That's exactly right. And Joey Raines has been a marked man for 4 years, as has Travis Wilson in the opposing gyms, and they hear it all, I'm sure. Thompson's going to get the last shot off. But we have ourselves a ball game here. Excellent ball game played here tonight.
Well, 2 free throws there, put it away. That makes it a 16-point game, 75-59. Coaches are talking it over down in half court. Hope there's no hard feelings down there, but the players did not shake hands when they left the floor.
No, they did not. And that may be the wisest thing to do under certain circumstances. And, not being down there, it'd be difficult for us to make any judgments along the way. But let's not let what happened there in that last 30 seconds of this ball game detract from the huge crowd, the great atmosphere, the excitement of a big ball game in the Western Big Six.